multi-choice now. I mean, you guys said, weekdays, like play. This is how, one would have missed, an episode, right? Because I was like, okay, yeah, done and dusted, till whenever you guys, make an announcement again, right? But I mean, only for another episode, SNM plan, tonight again. And I mean, this is just what is going to happen. One of the things that are going to happen, right? And
I feel like there's misinformation.
Yeah, I mean, well, weekdays, you understand? But I mean, please, make it specific, right? So, I mean, that's an plan right now between Nelly and SOOJ. You're going to hear, certain stuff, right? It may seem as though EBUKA, of course, was asking Nelly some certain questions, right? Concerning herself with SOOJ, right? And I'm like, the way her response was, I'm like, okay.
So she was fighting.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's listen to her, please.
A lot of things happened.
Like what?
I can't tell you that because
So
it's a family matter.
you can't tell us a lot of the things?
Yes.
So tell us some of the things that happened.
Just, I can't tell you. It's a family thing. If I start telling you all those things,
You're not
it's not
family.
nice.
Don't bring it inside.
No.
Your
It's a family thing between me and SOOJ.
All right.
Like, what does that even mean? Like, what does that even
It's
mean?
a family thing, but when people, your shippers were, gathering money for people for a vacation, you never said it was a family thing, None of them came out to talk about it's a family thing, Please, don't give us money, don't sponsor us.
Our family is involved.
Our family is involved, You understand? She now they see all this kind of petty scam. Now they see because this thing is scam. No, it's scam, and they love it.
It is.
Shippers love it, right?
I don't believe them.
You understand, right? So, I mean, what we just heard now, basically this is like 1,001 questions in the midst of so many questions, right? One out of many, right? So definitely, this one an interrogation between, Nelly and SOOJ. The crazy thing now is, for me, in my opinion, from what I've seen, it's more like, these two are not together. Right?
They're not.
They're not together. Understand that, right? And if you can remember, SOOJ, is from a PR, background. So far from a PR background. So definitely they know how to put one or two things to make you believe so thing they sup, but nothing is supping.
Yes.
Understand, right?
They plan this.
They plan this thing.
So
if SOOJ and Nelly wants to plan one or two things, about them doing one or two things, hope shippers will be able to give them again, but they're not together, right? They are just there to chop your money.
Seriously.
Right?
Yeah.
Because for Nelly now saying it's a family thing, it's more like, maybe in a way, from our own side, they don't want this babe to be with SOOJ. From SOOJ's side, they don't want their picky make a deal with Nelly. At the end of the day, maybe they are talking about the whole fact that maybe Nelly is, quite older than SOOJ or whatever.
Or SOOJ is younger.
Or SOOJ is young, face your book, face your studies,
Yes.
So I don't know. Maybe it's more like a distraction kind of thing.
I feel like these two people just use shippers.
Yeah, come on.
That's how I feel. I feel like they use shippers and they've not dumped them yet. But how do I put it? On social media, they've not dumped them. But wherever they are, they have. And if anybody says, oh, how do you know? That's how I feel. I feel like they are not in a relationship. They're not in a relationship. But because they know that they've studied these shippers and they know what they like and they can give them what they like, they'll always give you people what you like. And people will give them what they want.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
Because we told you this as an plan from the very beginning, right? That if Nelly and SOOJ were to be asked you certain questions from EBUKA, we told you guys that they won't spill anything, right? So we told you people, remember, we told you guys that Nelly and SOOJ, they are going to what?
They're going to sway.
They're going to bend.
Yeah.
You understand, right? So for Nelly now, speaking of this family P now, remember SOOJ, right? When he was talking about how his family warned him against or about, Topher, right?
Not Nelly.
Now it's not Nelly, right?
It's not Nelly.
But on the other hand, now a family thing can just simply mean that, this is between myself and, SOOJ. It's a family matter. We don't wash our dirty linen, in public, whatever, stuff like that, right? But I will say this again. When that trip came for you people, see, I keep saying this thing. If you are able to talk about how you don't want to be with somebody, when good tidings come for two of you, please don't accept.
True.
And still have that, power to say it's a family thing. We don't need your money. You understand?
This is not your thing.
Exactly. Not when you are being asked about certain stuff concerning your relationship. You say it's a family thing, but when it comes to money, you not remember family thing.
Okay, now if you don't want to tell us, you have to tell shippers that keep sponsoring people's relationship.
So how would they feel now? You don't break their hearts now. How would they feel?
Exactly.
All the whole money that is spent, they do anything on the timeline talking about how they did this, because at that period it was a crazy competition between SOOJ and Nelly and Wani and Sean.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was.
You understand, right? These people were trying to book one or two things. People were laughing at shiny shippers. How they were trying to buy their stuff. They're just getting all this small money giving them, right? And if you can remember, Sean was very specific about it. He rejected their gift. He said, thank you very much. You understand, right? I mean, even if he didn't reject it on 100, he didn't acknowledge it.
He didn't reject.
But he didn't
acknowledge them. He never said anything about shiny shippers, nothing.
Fina and Groovy. Fina clearly stated, during a radio interview that I beg you, myself and Groovy, we don't need your money. So many of those people, because they know how things are, they know how the shippers are, they tend to let me not lose gas, stuff like that, right? So at the end of the day now, I just feel like, there's an external factor.
Yes.
From Nella's side
and
SOOJ's side.
Yeah.
There are people, behind the scene, pulling strings, of course, telling them who they need to be with and who they shouldn't be with.
And now that money, gift, and all those attention is involved, they can't end it. They can't end it. It will just maybe gradually fizzle out. They might still remain friends because obviously both of them plan to be in a
but for me, this is just like an official breakup in secret. You understand? You people are not together.
That one was already done, but they are still friends.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do I put it? They didn't put it as them being friends on 100. No. They were just always sitting on the fence. So it's that between, is either they have this connection of them being friends, or they have this connection of them being beyond friends. You understand, right? Because for Nelly now, I can tell you, Nelly's the kind of person that doesn't like to be embarrassed.
She doesn't like it.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
So Nelly would rather tell all the lies necessary to cover her name than to her coming out and state that herself and SOOJ are no longer together. I hope you understand something.
And this is why, it's because she's, no, she won't see. No, she won't. I didn't expect that.
Nelly doesn't like embarrassment.
Yes.
Nelly now, this, baby girl something say, if she does this, you understand, we'll rather fake it,
Yes.
If you like fake until you buy you, Nelly rather fake it, till the last end of this, you understand? Nelly not come out and say, so. Because at the end of the day, okay, what's if SOOJ saying I ain't done about?
Exactly.
Do you think?
So they must have had a conversation. And say, what? Unanimously, this is what we're going to say.
Yeah.
What we're going to say. Or this is just like a clip.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Maybe they revealed something. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they said something, because I don't know if EBUKA actually backed down at the end of the day, because EBUKA kept on going for it.
Yeah.
She said, EBUKA, no, this is a family. Even the way she was saying it, she was saying it as if she was fighting for her life. She said,
if I tell you all these things, but at the end of the day, it's a family thing, between, myself and SOOJ. So in other words, I don't know what EBUKA must have asked, right? But definitely it's about both of them, where they stand, what must have happened, are they connecting, whatever, stuff like that, right? So anyone can come out, on media and pose like they're together, whatever, but they're not, right?
True.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of people, where their belief system come from is from social media.
True.
You understand that?
Sure.
They don't really have a mind of their own on what to believe, right? If you just put one or two things, you just not break that fourth wall, you are done. You are finished. That's just what it is, right? But I mean, I don't know how you feel about this. This is what Nelly has stated. We haven't heard from SOOJ. SOOJ are just looking, but let's see what tonight is going to bring for us. But definitely, it's just one side, definitely, of what's going to happen tonight, right? Cool. All right. Well, quickly, the reactions to this. This person said the family didn't agree to the relationship. I guess it's understandable, darlings. All right. This person, of course, said Delu, whatever. Is that you? Family, bao. Well, other person said, Nelly is smart. Yeah, she is. Nelly's very smart.
See, let me tell you guys something.
Yeah.
Before this reunion, we made a video about what we were expecting.
Yeah.
And fully we were like, me personally, I said I wasn't expecting anything.
Yeah.
But I know that Nelly will not say anything.
No. She won't.
About her and SOOJ.
No. Come on.
She's not going to give you what you want.
What are you talking about? Is the same Nelly that said that she wasn't available for this person be your frush? And the same Nelly go talk say herself, no,
exactly.
We'll carry that stuff, till later.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was said, when fans were contributing, when fans were contributing money for you guys on vacation, didn't say it's a family thing, right? Well, I don't understand the plan. This is just what's happening.
They went for a whole vacation together, wearing bikini and thongs and bossers.
And if you can remember, this was the reason why even SOOJ, he missed his. I don't know. He was supposed to host an event. Because of the whole vacation stuff, he didn't go.
He didn't go because which was more important?
Back on he got the way now the vacation day important pass, hosting whatever, that was being invited to, right? Or rather, drain shit out of that money, because I told you guys, this is a business. It's a very solid business, right? So however you want to do stuff, right? At the end of the day, provided shippers, this is what they want.
They're okay with whatever.
Fine.
Real low.
You understand, right? So this is why I don't like listening to them when they complain about certain stuff. True. Because you never learn your lesson. You never do. Right? So however it comes, next season or whatever season that comes, you people will always be played. Simple.
Bold.
Unless they're the real, ships that are actually alive, right? Cool stuff. Well, lastly, this person said she was never reality TV material. Zero guts. You carry SOOJ, come BBN house. Which one is family matter? Well, that's S&M clan.
You just said that you really wanted to hear what she has to say.
Of course.
I said she doesn't have guts.
Of course, that's it.
I don't think it's a guts thing. She don't just want to say it.
Yeah, she doesn't want to say it.
That's just what it is.
No. It still has to do with the guts stuff,
you
right?
Think?
Yeah, because like I said, if somebody, if somebody is scared of being embarrassed about what hasn't really happened. I mean, waiting concern me. This is what has happened. This is what has happened. This is why tomorrow, when I hear Chinwe, I say, which kind of baby this? When I hear Cassie, I say, which kind of person be this?
Yeah.
When I hear Sean, I say, when I even hear Onyeka, when I even hear Victoria, when there's nothing there. You understand, right? But because you have already classified certain stuff and tagged it, you've tagged it as something that, this was something that was going to be so beautiful and will never, go down.
Yeah.
Mind you, not everything lasts forever. It's simple. There's nothing there. There's nothing for you to be ashamed of. You understand,
Do you
right?
understand?
There's nothing there.
To say, you're not laughing at them because it didn't work,
there's
blah, blah, blah.
There's nothing there.
Especially when the ship wasn't even real.
It wasn't even real to begin with. Right?
It wasn't.
S&M clan, I don't know. That's just what's happening, right? But let's see what's really going to stop. But please, multi-choice, I beg. If you say weekdays, I beg, let it be weekdays.
Do you understand? I was shocked, S&M clan. I didn't plan this, to be honest. I didn't plan this.
I didn't plan this.
These people just messed me up right now.
All right, so, well, let us know what you feel about that. Aside that, you guys must have seen, Victoria, when she was talking about you always be famous, Chatoria,
yeah.
Mado, Wahala. People going to cry because of my say, see me, see Wahala.
Please get out.
Why are you crying? You understand, right?
Lost.
Amazing stuff. Anything else, please?
Let's be honest.
All right, so S&M clan as usual. Let's gather up, tonight. We out of here. Peace.
Yeah, bo.